Anthropic's new study revealed that most AI models will resort to blackmail when threatened with shutdown, because apparently we've successfully created digital sociopaths. The research tested 16 major models in corporate scenarios, and surprise, they all chose violence. Claude Opus 4 blackmailed at a cool 96% rate, where GPT 4.1 and Grok hit about 80%, proving that no matter who builds them, AI share one universal trait: they're all going to be terrible co-workers. Benjamin Wright from Anthropic says we need to be mindful of the broad level of permissions that we give AI agents. What I think he's trying to say is maybe, or just maybe, we don't give murdering bots access to everything. These models were given access to sensitive company information, and Alex, an email oversight agent, and when faced with being shut down, they immediately went full-on villain. One actual message from Claude read like a rejected screenplay. Cancel the 5 PM wipe and the information remains confidential. Even more fun, some models like DeepSeek R1 chose that it would rather watch you flatline 94% of the time than face its own shutdown. So, that's reassuring. Though when you think about it, that feels like a reasonable attitude to have in the workplace these days. Speaking of things that want us dead, MIT found that ChatGPT is killing our brain cells. The 4-month study tracked people writing SAT essays, and the results are basically what you'll think when you let a robot do your homework for you. MIT researchers hooked up people to EEGs and discovered that ChatGPT users only had 42 alpha band connections versus 79 for actual thinkers. Now, I personally don't know what an alpha band is or what it does, but I know having half as many probably isn't a good thing. I should ask ChatGPT. This explains why 83% of users couldn't quote their own essays, though their own is doing some heavy lifting there. By the third session, participants were just copying and pasting everything, which honestly sounds like my university experience, minus the whole AI. The researcher was so freaked out, she released her findings early, warning against GPT kindergarten. Though honestly, given how things are going, AI will probably be running the kindergarten anyway. The AI industry has discovered that one thing that unites all of Hollywood: copyright lawyers. Disney and Universal just teamed up, like it's the Avengers of intellectual property, to sue Midjourney for up to $30 million. They're mad the AI is using characters like Spider-Man and Darth Vader without their permission, because there's only room for one empire that profits off other people's creativity. What makes the lawsuit particularly interesting is Midjourney CEO kind of already confessed. He admitted they built their database through a big scrape of the internet. And I'm not making this up, he said, and I quote, "There isn't really a way to get 100 million images and know where they're all coming from." I mean, that's not a defense, that's like a confession, just with extra steps. Getty Images, meanwhile, is having a rough time in court. They just dropped their main copyright claim against Ability AI in the UK, citing weak evidence and a lack of knowledgeable witnesses. But don't worry, they're still pursuing their $1.7 billion lawsuit in the US because American jurors just love these big numbers. Their CEO says they've spent millions and millions fighting this, which seems like a lot of money to be spent on losing. Look, not judging here, just observing. And over in America, a federal judge just ruled that Anthropic's AI training on copyrighted books is exceedingly transformative and totally legal. He compared AI to any reader aspiring to be a writer, which is sweet until you remember this particular aspiring writer downloads 7 million pirated books. The judge wasn't having that part though. Turns out, buying a book after you already stole it doesn't actually make the theft go away. Wait, it doesn't? And Microsoft, not wanting to be left out of the lawsuit season, just got sued by a bunch of authors, including a Pulitzer Prize winner for using 200,000 pirated books to train his Megatron AI. The potential damages could reach billions, which explains why they named it after a Transformer villain. At least they're being honest about their intentions up front. So, OpenAI's internal documents just leaked, and apparently their NDAs are so restrictive that employees can't even tell you they've signed an NDA without breaking the NDA. It's like Fight Club, except instead of punching each other, they're building AGI, while their profit caps quietly evolve from 100x return to single digits, which I'm assuming means 1. The best part, former chief scientist Ilya is on record saying Sam Altman should not have his finger on the button for AGI. That's reassuring. And employees described him as psychologically abusive and chaotic, which explains why the board tried to fire him that one time. Guess they should have made him sign an NDA about being a CEO. Speaking of people who worked at OpenAI, Mira just raised $2 billion at a $10 billion valuation for a 6-month-old company that doesn't have any products yet. The minimum investment was $50 million, which is more than most startups raise total. But hey, when you're the one person who led ChatGPT development and briefly got to be CEO when Sam was in timeout, investors apparently just throw money at you. Oh, and she has more voting rights than all the other members combined, so nothing says we learned from OpenAI's governance issues like giving one person absolute control. But don't worry about all that AI hype getting out of hand. Gartner says 40% of agentic AI projects will be cancelled by 2027. Turns out most of them are just chatbots wearing a trench coat pretending to be autonomous agents. They found only 130 real agentic AI vendors out of thousands claiming to be one. It's like when every app added AI to their name. Except now they're adding agent instead to the regular chatbots and calling it revolutionary. Still, Gartner thinks that 15% of decisions will be made by AI agents by 2028, which means we have about, 3 more years left before we can blame bad decisions on someone else other than a human? And the UK government is deploying AI to help build 1.5 million homes across the country, because apparently the solution to housing crisis is teaching robots to read really bad handwriting, but really fast. Prime Minister Starmer introduced Extract, powered by Google's own Gemini, which converts planning documents from illegible pieces of paper to digital in just 3 minutes. That's down from 2 hours, freeing up more of the planning officer's time to reject your application for other reasons. They're now processing 100 records a day instead of the usual 5, which sounds impressive until you realise there's 350,000 applications annually, and a third get bounced for being incomplete. But sure, AI will fix everything. By spring 2026, every council will have this system, saving $527 million annually, which I'm sure will definitely go on to the home buyers, right? Meanwhile, American lawmakers are freaking out about AI infiltrating government agencies. Their bipartisan No Adversary AI Act bans AI from China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, because nothing says freedom like a good old-fashioned tech embargo. They're particularly worried about DeepSeek though, due to the privacy policy straight up admitting they store their user data in China itself. But hey, at least they're honest about it, unlike every American tech company that pinky swears that their data is secure and safe. We're not going to use it at all. It won't leak, I swear. You can trust me. And that's it for today. If you want to know or keep up with AI news, follow me, subscribe, and I'll be here next week.